A little after midnight. I was up around 4. We haven't talked yet today. I haven't really done anything. I've eaten, had some eggs, cleaned up. Um, Still got those coffee grinds there. Made some coffee. And I guess I've sat in the other room for a bit too. Watching YouTube videos and generally wasting time. I will have to decide. Okay, so I wanted to wait for the weather. The weather has. I was concerned about the rain overnight on Thursday. It seems like that's lifted. Um, I'm going to give it a few more hours, and I could very well find myself sorting through these discs in the morning. I'm gonna have to. I guess I got nothing. I got nothing at all from busking. It was I was about to say it was a waste of time, but it wasn't a waste of time because I did enjoy it, but I got nothing from it. So, um, I was gonna wait till Friday morning. I guess maybe something I can do a little bit, as I'm doing a little bit more editing, is listen a little bit more closely to the Thursday stuff. Do I really want to go to that? I'm pretty sure about the Saturday night, but and then I'll have to make a choice in the morning. Like I said, there's an obscure chance that I might get paid on Friday. It's obscure, but I want to try that as well. If I go through these discs on a second run, it's going to be I mentioned this before, it's going to be a lot of stuff like 90s rock music. And I don't even know. I don't. But realizing that I probably can't expect more than $1 a disc, maybe 2. Getting getting the 2 nights is going to be a lot of discs thrown away. A lot of discs thrown away. Like I said, the vinyl didn't mean anything to me. It didn't. A lot of it was gifts. It was a gift, or it came from my dad. And like you can see, there's a little sliver there in the corner. That's what I kept, and like that was the stuff I bought myself, and they meant anything to me. Like 5 of them or something, right? You know, I mean, even the records that I really liked, like the Miola record, I'd rather have it on CD. You know, I'll actually listen to it on CD. I'll never listen to it on vinyl. I'm just gonna sit on the shelf. CDs are different, and in fact, one of the things I'm going to be doing when I get over the discography. I know this sounds like it's so distant that it's not even real, right? But when I get over the discography, I'm actually going to be spending a lot of time doing CD reviews, right? It's and all the stuff that I had on vinyl, like I wouldn't have reviewed it until it came up on CD, right? But for example, I've got a whole bunch of Pearl Jam records. Was the reality around me ever listening? I'll probably never listen to another Pearl Jam record again in my life, right? I enjoyed it for a while when I was younger. I think they've lost any sense of interesting writing. I think they lost it like in the late 90s. I think sorry, it was Yield, yeah. Their last decent record was Yield, right? Although I have the one with the Cantaloupe on it. You know, and it's like, But at the same time, when I do the reviews, I'm going to want to make sure I, go through those. When I went up to BC, I sold a lot of CDs, and my thinking there was, okay, I'm going to sell pretty much anything with a major label on it, right? Because when I get back, I can find it again, right? Or when I move somewhere else, I can find it again. I wasn't sure I was coming back, right? But it was like that made sense to me because like these were like that was a short-term process, and it was something that I was doing. I could apply the same logic here. I could say, okay, any CD with a major label, I can sell Pink Floyd records. I can find them in the store in a couple of years. I can sell REM records, but I mean, it's not the same thing, right? I'm going to feel kind of lame with myself, and I think that's the right word, if I sell half my CDs to go drinking with the intent to buy them again later, right? I'm going to sell half my CD collection off to go drinking with the intent to buy it again later. That's when I've gone too far, right? But the truth is that there's a whole lot here that I don't need, right? The reason why I want to do it tomorrow is because then I'll know, right? I'll know when I come back, because I think that the weather and the cost and everything are making Saturday unlikely, right? Unless I happen to get paid again. See, that's the other thing. I don't want to sell a bunch of CDs and then get paid tomorrow, right? So, in fact, here's a really, yeah. I wonder if I can. No, the bus runs too late. If I do get paid tomorrow night, I'm gonna get paid at like 12:30, right? That's the last bus, I think, is 12:30. Yeah. So I could, in theory, stand at the bus machine at midnight, take it out, go to the bus stop. If I'm gonna go tomorrow, whatever else happens, it seems clear that I'm gonna need the cash if I want to go tomorrow, right? So, but I mean, the weather is gonna be crappy. Is it? Do I want to sell CDs to go tomorrow, etc. Right? So that's something I'm gonna do. Is double check that. The other thing is I'm going to also spend some time editing tonight. Looking at this list of things, it seems like it's the thing that makes the most sense for me to do. It's the blurbs for season 14, right? So it's probably because this is almost full, right? So I've kind of made a decision that I'm going to want to do one season at a time, right? Or I'll edit every time I'm done with this, but I've already got an entire card on there, so I'm behind, and I need to do a little bit more to catch up on that. So hopefully that's actually hopefully I'm able to finish that by the night. And I'm just looking at anything else. I guess the next thing I'm going to want to focus on, besides trying to raise some more cash, is the laptop. And then I can get back to doing the music stuff. I'm not going to do all the editing before I get back to the music, but I think that for tonight, the best thing is that. So, I'm going to be listening with the intent, or with the idea of wondering, okay, do I really want to go to this tomorrow? Or am I just being a little bit silly and wanting to maximize, party time? Kind of burn out before I get old, right? It's kind of a part of it too. I'm not gonna have a lot more opportunities to do stuff like this. I guess I can see it, right? I can feel it coming up because this has been a few months now where it's like I've been going out and doing things, but I've been making things to do, and like I haven't been to a rock concert, and I think since when was the last time I went to a rock concert? Did I go to anything in April? I didn't go to a concert in May. Did I go to any in April? I went out all the time in April. I mean, I guess Dopapod was a show, but I mean, it wasn't. There was a jazz band, like a guitar concerto. No, that's right. I went to see a punk band at the beginning of April. I think that's the last concert I've been to. Besides that, there was nothing in April. There was nothing in May, literally. Unless you count Sun Squabbie. Well, I mean, they weren't a rock band, right? And I don't think there's anything in June either, right? So I've been kind of expecting this to come up for a while. Kind of just the rock scene falling apart and there not being anything else. And that's kind of the truth of it. I mean, like, Tool's going to be playing here. And, I mean, these are my options, right? I can go see bands that I listened to 20 years ago. And that's what is, and, you know, and I can sit here and complain about the music scene dying, but I realize that a big part of it is that I'm getting old, and the things that I used to like are either, I mean, what that means is the musicians that I grew up listening to are that much older, right? If I'm getting old, they're getting really old, a lot of them, right? 15, 20 years older than me. So, like I'm seeing it. It's in front of me, right? I'm realizing that it's coming to a close, which is partly why I'm engaging myself, because I know it's ending. And the future is going to look more like the Adrian Belew show they didn't go to, which are like isolated, you know, people. Like, but I mean, I'm not gonna. Would I even bother going to see Billy Corgan play a solo set in a 50-person bar? If he would even do it, if his ego would let him, right? The other thing is, I grew up in a period where a lot of people died. All my rock icons are dead. It's true. They all died young. So, you know, this is almost isn't even an issue kind of thing, right? You know? So, like, the older generation is dying of old age. The generation I grew up listening to killed themselves off, and my own generation is just, I'm separated from it. So I can see it, I can feel it, I realize it, and I'm adjusting to it, right? So it's like, which is why there is at least some reasoning behind the idea of selling off a bunch of CDs and then buying them again. There's a lot of it that's not for sale, right? It's mostly the stuff on smaller labels that, like, I wouldn't even consider it. But yeah, that's the night. I guess it's going to be spent, well, the first, I guess the first 6 hours, or 8 hours, yeah. Wow. First 8 hours were mostly spent kind of back and forth in here. The next 6 or 8 hours are going to be spent in there, and the next 8 hours after that will probably be, well, a couple hours that way, maybe not 8, but the next little bit of time is going to be spent in here. So I'm sure we'll come back and talk a little bit when I move into here, but I'm just going to be hanging out in my bed for the next little bit. So that's what I'm doing. So it's 6 o'clock, and the birds are starting to come up. I can hear them chirping out there. And what have I done over the evening? Well, we didn't touch the blurbs for season 14. I at least changed my profile picture, and I copied the data over from my external, so it's ready to go anyways. I'm not going to be touching that for the night. I might want to think about... No, I need to watch those, yeah. Maybe I might export a few, but I need to... there's a reason to do it the way I did it, and I have to catch up before I do it. What I did instead, pretty much the entire 6 hours or so, was contemplate ways to deal with the weekend. I think it's pretty clear that I want to be out this weekend. um, I spent better part of the last 2 weeks trying to figure it out. I took a look at the loan options that exist in my city, and I believe I have found a payday loan company that is going to give me $300 for a flat $20 fee. Now, that's what they're advertising. I'm going to walk into the store and I'm going to see what they're saying. Okay. If I go out all 4 nights and I'm able to save a little bit of money, I could maybe do it for about $300. More likely is that I'll go out 3 of the 4 nights and I'll spend something more like $250. And if it works out that way, then I'm actually probably pretty golden for the month. I checked June. There's nothing that I can see in June. I said maybe Noveler, which is probably a cheap show. I can probably sell some discs. I don't feel I'm losing anything by doing this. Obviously, I would have rather made some money busking or something, right? It's better to have money fall from the sky. But if I'm understanding, and I think I am understanding the way this loan operation works, it's really not going to cost me more than $20. And it's just for the sake of a week, right? Have the money come in on the 31st. I'll pay it down completely and I'll walk away. I don't see any reason to think that can't happen, right? And I don't see anything that's stopping me from doing that. So, this is what I'm planning right now. Like I say, if I walk into the store and they tell me, okay, it's it's $20 plus this fee that we didn't tell you on the website. Well, then I'm gonna have to walk out and maybe try another option that's maybe a little bit less, right? So I can maybe take out a $200 loan, and then that works out to about the same $250, right? But if that's the case, then I'm probably only going to go to 2 of the nights, right? So I need to be clear about that I'm understanding exactly what they're doing. That's and I need them to be out front. I need to see some kind of contract or something that verifies what they're saying, right? Because if I walk out of there and walk back and feel like somebody lied to me, then we're going to court, right? Speaking of which, I could still get $100 out of that, right? Or a little less than that. And if that comes in, then that'll go towards the food, and basically that'll balance itself out. In fact, I'll probably have enough to go to a show or two without having to sell anything. So, I know that this is something that you might look at as potentially kind of a scary thing to do. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard the horror stories about payday loans. I do have a math degree. I'm pretty good with numbers. And this is some pretty simple math. So long as everybody's honest with me, I'm not going to make a bad decision. And we'll have to see how honest they are when I walk in there. But right now, this is my plan. And I don't have any reason to think it won't work out. I guess we'll talk in a little bit when I'm on my way back out. It's about 7:45 and it is gloomy out, that's for sure. Just wanted to, they finally got this started, so I gotta take the back door for this weekend. So you know, look at what it is they're doing here. It was certainly loud yesterday. I'm gonna have to sleep through this. Not if it's raining. I think the rain today is it's good anyways. I hope they're not down here Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning anyways. It's weird. Okay, just wanted to check my mail too. Some metal of some sort. Mine. Okay. Yeah. So. I don't have a lighter, no. Sorry. No, I'm fine. Okay, so, thanks. It's a little bit before 8, and, I should get there when they're open. I got what I need. The way they do this is they ask for a blank check. Like they asked me to write a post-dated check. So that's what I'm gonna make sure that, like, of the options, I'm gonna make sure is that, so that I'm writing out the exact amount. And if it's more, like I say, if it's more than they're suggesting, I'm gonna walk right out. So I can't. There can't be any ambiguity about this. I'm hoping this works. I'm stoked for it. So it works. It's done. I'm going to the music festival this weekend on a payday loan. 320. That's what they said. I've got it in writing. I did have to sign something about pre-authorization, and I don't like that. But I can cancel that, like, immediately. Their business model is designed to create repeat people, right? I don't have any intention. In fact, they gave me an extra month, but it's just like I'm gonna pay you immediately, and like not deal with this, right? Like I don't want to deal with this, so like I'm gonna pay you on the 31st, and that's that. Although actually, it does state clearly that it's by June 30th. Anyways, I'm going to the bank because I need to convert. Bank's closed, so I'm actually gonna. I'm going over 2-3 nights in a row to basically the same bar. I'm gonna buy some cigarettes because that's stretching it. So I'm gonna see if I can find some cheap smoke somewhere. Well, I got my smokes and I ended up going all the way back home in order to get them and go sopping wet. I have to get the exchange today, like now. So I went back out in the rain. I at least put it in a little plastic bag. There's no solution. I have to do that. Bit of a break in the rain, but it's one of those days where you don't want to count on that. Mission accomplished, and I've even dried out. Now let's hope I can avoid the rain on the way home. And if I'm lucky, it's actually starting to spit. It's running? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got drenched. I got my heavy duty batteries there. Heavy duty batteries there. And I've been wet more than once. We've seen us walk. We've walked together through the rain repeatedly. But I've never been drenched like that. That was the wettest I've ever been coming in here. And probably the wettest I've been in like a long, long time. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. I gotta get a couple hours worth of sleep. Gotta get something to eat. I guess I want to get there for around 10. Maybe 11. So, that's the thought process for the rest of the... Well, I'm done. I want to sleep.